I ask all the students in my gym what is the biggest problem with their butterfly guard. They can even lift the opponent, off balance them, and sometimes even put them down to the ground, but very hard to maintain the top position. And this only happens because you don't have an upper body grip before you sweep on butterfly. Today I want to fix you this, showing a simple technique called shoulder crunch. We're going to understand how to use it, how to establish the position and sweeping from there. And I'm also going to show you a lesson that I learned from the legend Demian Maia itself in a seminar that I attended from him about a year ago. Let's jump into it. So the first thing that we need to establish when doing shoulder crunches is how should I control his arm? So I will have one arm going under and one arm going over. My hands will gonna meet. And from here, I'm literally gonna do what the word says. I'm gonna shoulder crunch him against my chest. But look at a common mistake that I see a lot of people. They just try to put the grip on top of the shoulder and pull the shoulder to the chest. Here I have my elbow down, but it's very easy for Jared to turn his arm and slip his arm out. What we do want when you're doing this shoulder crunch, it's shift. It's bringing the elbow up. Now I have a very strong grip on the shoulder and it's way harder for Jared to take his arm from here. A good test that you can do with your training partner is like you should be able to hold the arm in place in just with one hand. If it's hard for them to take it out, we're starting good. Of course, two hands are gonna give you a better control, but this is a really good test to see if you're doing the proper grip here, okay? When we get the shoulder crunch, we need to establish a connection with the lower body as well. So your butterfly guard and your hooks should not be dead. So as I'm playing with it, I want always to have at the same time an extension on the lower body, especially on the opposite side. So if I'm doing the shoulder crunch on the left, I want always to be pushing slightly more on the right. And this is gonna give you an extension of the body and make it hard for Jared to move his arm from here, okay? If I just leave my hooks dead, Jared can get close to me, he can slip the arm out way easier, okay? So remember, the shoulder crunch, it's important to have a strong grip, but also important to integrate with your hooks, okay? And then here it's like both feet and shin working together. One thing that it's valuable to do here is to do this half sitting, okay? Really keeps it engaged, and now we can jump into the attacks. A dilemma that you want to be playing with your opponent when you're doing shoulder crunch, it's always to be between the attacking the arm that you're doing the shoulder crunch and the sweep from butterfly itself. This was very clear when Gordon was fighting with Buchecha on the final of the ADCC. He established the grip and he is threatening the position on the arm, which forces Buchecha to get into him, put body weight into him. This makes the butterfly sweep very easy. So let's have a look on this dilemma here that you're gonna be doing. So you got that half sitting, you have a really good strong grip, and what I'm doing, it's extending Jared that way, because if he stays in place and doesn't put weight on me, I'm gonna go and move even further. So I'm gonna slide my head to the end of his wrist. I want to get to this position where my neck is connected with his wrist. And the shoulder crunch now becoming like an elbow to elbow grip, which my elbow is going on top of his own elbow. We have straight away a side arm bar here, and the more I turn down, more pressure there is on that arm. This is the type of arm bar that you can get people very quick and get like an instant reaction of a tap. As we're doing the shoulder crunch and we are threatening the arm, one of the reactions that we can get out of them, it's the weight come into us. Now it gets very hard to do the arm bar, but this is when the butterfly this is where the butterfly sweep works really well. We're gonna close the elbow in one side and open in the other, taking the feet from the ground and end up on top. And this is where the shoulder crunch becomes very valuable. You can see that when I sweep them, I have upper body connections. So when I get on mount or 3/4 mount, we can even jump straight away into all different type of attacks. Now, the last thing that I want to show to you was one thing that I said on the beginning of the video that I learned from Demian Maia. We're gonna change a little bit of our structure of our shoulder crunch to also be able to control the head. And this gives an insane pressure on your opponent. So the shoulder crunch, we're mainly isolating the arm. But if I can shoot my top arm to the other side and grab on the bottom, now I have control of the head and arm at the same time. Very hard for him to get himself out of here without giving me any type of attack. So we still have all the options from before. So if he stays on place, I can go down to the arm. If he puts weight on me, I still can take him that way. Although his arm is on this side, if I lift, I can also sweep to this side. So I basically can take him everywhere. But the real beauty of this move, it's when he starts to sit back. So he starts to sit back and fight with me. I'm just gonna position my head on the inside and get the arm. We get in a traditional sweep here from butterfly, but also with upper body connection. So next time that you're dealing with heavy guys and strong guys that are putting a lot of weight on you, find ways to get to the position of shoulder crunch, and then from there start to build reactions on them. I'm sure you're gonna have more success on your guard game. And if you enjoyed this video and you're working on your guard, I highly recommend also to watch the guard retention video being suggested up here.